his speech today, former Vice President Mike Pence called on the Supreme Court to restore the sanctity of human life to the center of American law and emphasize the importance of respecting life in the womb. And joining me now to discuss this is Dr. Joseph Meaney, president of the National Catholic Bioethics Center. Dr. Meaney, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We appreciate, Vice President Pence said abortions have started to overlap with eugenics. And one of the things he mentioned is that more than 2/3 of aborted babies right now had Down syndrome. I want to get your thoughts on that and what we are seeing.
Yeah, it's very true. Around the world, prenatal diagnosis turns into search and destroy. Rather than treating problems that children might have or accepting the fact that some children might have some disabilities or problems, instead they're aborted. And that's true in over 90% of cases for Down syndrome.
What do you think can be done to reverse that heartbreaking trend?
I think there need to be more stories. The people who have Down syndrome children talk about the joy in their families and how beautiful it is to have this special child with them and all the different things that come out. I have a cousin who has a Down syndrome child, and that little boy is just an amazing person. So I think it's just realizing that, because people think they're not up to the challenge, but they actually are. There are blessings hidden in the suffering. Yeah,
definitely there are. I want to turn now to what's happening tomorrow at the Supreme Court, the oral arguments that we're going to hear tomorrow in this Dobbs case. A lot of people are saying this could possibly overturn Roe versus Wade, and that was a long time ago, almost 50 years ago. A lot has happened since then, especially when it comes to advancements in medical technology and what we know about the unborn baby in the womb. Can you kind of go through all that, what we have seen from them until now?
Yeah, in 1973, the claim was made that we don't know when human life begins. The claim, which was false even then, but we didn't have ultrasound technology. We couldn't see the child in the womb. We didn't have those incredible images of the moment of conception when that light just emanates, the new creation, which is so incredible. We didn't have surgery on unborn children, which we have today, to help them in the womb. I personally, when I was in my doctoral program, watched a blood transfusion in utero, the little child receiving a blood transfusion. It was so beautiful. But so we really see the preborn child as a patient now. And unfortunately, in the same hospital, you could have, the preborn child as a patient and the preborn child as a victim of an abortion. But I think we've come a long, long way. People realize the humanity and the personhood of the little child, and so many people have suffered through abortion and seen how terrible and how it's not a solution. And so I think we're just ready as a nation, right, to turn that chapter and say we're going to become pro-life. We're going to defend life from the first moment of conception, and we're going to be, that country that we're supposed to be. Right? The land of liberty and the land of protection of the weak and the vulnerable.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to touch on was this afternoon, a group of senators talked about the case tomorrow. And one of the things they mentioned was how our country kind of stacks up with other countries when it comes to pro-abortion laws. And one thing that a lot of people don't know is we're kind of up there, and not in a good way, with China and North Korea as to when we permit abortions up to past 20 weeks. Can you talk about how the United States stacks up as a whole against other countries?
Sure. I mean, there's a significant part of the world that does not allow abortion, right? Large swaths of Latin America and Africa and Asia, little spots in Europe, et cetera. But even in the countries that allow abortion, generally speaking, it's quite limited. 12 weeks limits and things like that. In the United States, one can have an abortion almost until birth. And there's some abortionists who specialize in these late-term abortions. And even though the partial birth abortion ban was put in, that's just a ban on the procedure. They can still kill these children right up until birth using a different procedure. So it's very sad to see that there's the United States really stacks up internationally as one of the most permissive countries, allowing abortions in many, many circumstances that are not allowed elsewhere.
Yeah, running out of time, but quickly, I want to get your thoughts on tomorrow in the case.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a beautiful day. I've been dreaming about it forever. To actually see the Supreme Court listening to a case that could reverse Roe versus Wade is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think, we have to keep our prayers going, that the justices will remain true to their principles and to the U.S. Constitution.
Yeah, absolutely we do. Keep on praying. And Dr. Meaney, thank you so much for coming on and offering us your expertise. Always appreciate it.
Thank you.